What's up, guys? Today we've got a lineup of the baddest HotShot trailers on the market, and today we're looking at the pinnacle of all HotShot trailers, the SDX216 40K hydraulic dovetail. That's what we're looking at today. We're going to see just how well it might fit the work you need to do. This is ultimately the baddest HotShot trailer on the market. The SDX216, 53-foot overall, air ride. A lot of folks are like, is that even a HotShot trailer anymore? And I would argue that it is the evolution of HotShot trailers over time. Like, it's the pinnacle. And the reason for that is you would still use an F350 to 550, probably more in the 450, 550 range to pull it. You have to have either a flatbed or no bed. In most cases, they're running no bed or a HotShot style bed and registering as a tractor. But the cool thing about it is, you know, and you get the comment too, this is a good one. Just go buy an aluminum, you can buy a semi-trailer for what that costs. You just go get a big rig. Well, at the end of the day, the maintenance, there's a couple of big points to me, and you may argue in the comments with me, but there's a couple of main points about the differences. And that is, number one, yeah, you can go buy a big rig for probably roughly the same cost, a used one. But the reality is the maintenance of that big rig is expensive. I mean, it's extremely expensive when it comes time to do, yes, you're going to run many more miles than you can in a 1 ton or a 450 in a hydraulic dovetail or a SDX like this, just on the truck side of things before oil changes and stuff. On the big rig, you can run more mileage, but man, when it comes time for overhaul, it is ridiculously expensive. Shop rates typically more expensive. Like, everything is more expensive when you talk about running semis than running a rig like this. And again, we can argue, tell me I'm wrong, that's cool. I'm good for, I'm down for the controversy. So nonetheless, this is an evolution. What we've got is the same frame. It's the same frame from right here to the back as the FMAX 216. So very similar to the 212, but the FMAX 216 is a 18-inch beam. So it's a taller beam, heavier bottom flange. It is a very robust frame because it can rate at either 30,000 standard or, like this one, rated at 40,000, which you've got a lot of your late model pickups, their tow ratings are getting up to 37 and 40,000 pounds. So it pairs very nicely with this setup. They're rated to pull it. And so again, the same concept in terms of engineered beam frame, being able to put the metal where it counts the most, but this is where you actually get the most weight savings. We've seen numbers and compared that this SDX style trailer can be 2,000 to 3,000 pounds lighter than a competitor's SDX, which not many folks build it. This is special build or specific built for this HotShot application in the longer ones. We just actually released these in a shorter version last year for more general farm and construction, but nonetheless, it was designed in mind in the beginning for this HotShot crowd, and it keeps the weight down significantly. You're talking about, in most cases, what other manufacturers would use on a structural frame would be like a 22 or 26 pound per foot frame, whereas this 18-inch beam is still only 17.7 pounds per foot average. So that means it is significantly lighter per foot than anybody that will even build a step deck like this or the FMAX 216. This trailer is significantly lighter, keeping the weight down, payload high. Is again all part of this HotShot world. The cool thing about the step deck, the coolest thing, and why I say it's the ultimate, is because it gives you that 10-foot long by 8.5 feet wide. So that's roughly a little over 80 square feet of working space additional compared to a gooseneck in a HotShot world. So you've got all of this area that you can put cargo, whether it's pallets. You can actually, it's got slide-in ramps. You see these 8.5-foot ramps, they slide out of the back of the neck. You can put a truck up there and be able to haul 3 vehicles. I mean, the versatility of the step deck when you need to be, again, ultimate versatility as a HotShotter, the step deck delivers that over and above what a gooseneck can do. Yes, you can put a deck on the neck on top of your gooseneck, and be able to put some stuff up there, but it's not the same thing, because you're talking about it's 40 inches from the top of the gooseneck to the floor versus this is 22 inches, really giving you a sleek, very accessible extra deck. You've got the 4-inch ratchet rail all the way down the side of it as well. And then again, from their back, it's the same trailer as the F-Maxes. You've got this one, I said, has the Dunna drag. You've got your added slide track all the way down. This trailer, we'll look at the weight here in a few minutes and kind of give you that rough comparison of what one Lockett would weigh. On the SDXs, it's still about the same. It's probably more like 70-30 in terms of the hydraulic dovetail versus the max ramps. But what I would say, like 95% or 90% of them have, compared to the F-Max stuff, is the air ride suspension. So because if a guy or a gal is already headed this way, going that step deck route, looking for the ultimate, they want the ultimate ride as well. And that's what happens when you get the Cush air ride suspension. So we can go look at the control box on the other side, but you've got these big galvanized arms. Standard, the Cush has the lift axle, so if you're running lightly loaded or with no load, you can actually lift this front axle off the ground, run a little more efficiently, and you don't have the tolls, because a lot of toll booths, you run through those and it depends on how many axles on the ground. So if you got it lifted, it saves you some money in tolls as well. Got the galvanized arms, so you don't have the corrosion on those. But again, the cool thing about it, when you go air ride, you can actually get that suspension spread out there that really helps distribute the weight on the deck and not so much on the tow vehicle. Let's walk around to the other side. This shows you the hydraulic dovetail in the down position. So really sleek load angle. You've got a 12-foot long dovetail. It's about 12.5 degree load angle. Your load angle on your max ramps is more in the 14.5 degree, 15 degree load angle. So this makes it really nice for loading low profile vehicles and equipment. I've even seen folks take these and buy a set of race ramps and put under the edge and extend this, go out from 12 to 16, 12 to 18 feet and be able to load Corvettes and things. So you can actually get creative with it and get an even better load angle. So looking in this control box, it's got a lot of stuff going on. You would have, if this was a max ramp trailer, you would have a smaller control box that would have just the air ride components in it and not the hydraulic pump. But this one houses all of, again, that's why I call it control box, because it houses everything to operate the trailer in it. Right here, you've got your HydroPro brake pump. So we talked about the electric over hydraulic disc brakes. This pump is what drives those brakes. It gives you electric signal from the truck back to that activates this pump. And this is one of the best brake pumps you can buy. HydroPro is. There's a few brands out there, but HydroPro, the great thing about them is that they are extremely innovative and always listening to customer feedback to make their brake pumps even better. And they've paid very close attention to what the truck manufacturers are doing with the trucks each year that they come out with them, to make sure they're on top of connectivity, making sure that their pump works very well and seamless with all of the newest in the trucks. Cool thing I haven't talked about is the wiring harness on all of these trailers. We rolled a new harness last year. Got all these automotive grade plug and play connectors, which is really cool because it allows us to plug this pump in and from a service aspect, be able to unplug it. And if you ever needed to change the pump, or say there was an issue with one, your service center, your dealer can pop that out. Much more serviceable. That's throughout the whole harness, as we have those types of connections. So in this one, because it's hydraulic dovetail, hydraulic jacks, you've got 4-button corded remote, KTI pump. You've got this tough wireless that comes with it, which is really awesome. It works 200 plus feet away, which you don't need to be that far away, but you never want to even question range, on this wireless control. So both of those work in tandem. Air rides, we run dual batteries, group 27 batteries, so you've got plenty of depth for going down the road. You've got that insurance that your batteries aren't going to get low. So moving to the air ride components, which is where there's so much functionality and it's really cool. This is a remote tank drain, so that you can actually let the fluid or let the condensation that builds up, you can hear that sound. it lets that out of the tank that is your air tank between the frame for the air ride. That's a really cool feature. The other thing this comes with is a air chuck that has a valve stem on the end of it. So you put it into this air chuck hole, whatever that's called, female part, and you can actually air up the system should your batteries ever go dead, or should the system be down for whatever reason. You can actually manually air it up. The other thing you can use this for is you can actually plug in a 1/4-inch air line to it and be able to run small air tools off of it, or air up a tire, which is really cool. So it can get you out of a bind. It comes with a water separator, so as anyone, if you've been around air compressors and whatnot, as the air runs through the system and the compressor runs, it creates condensation. So as that moves through the lines, this water separator actually catches it and automatically disposes of it, which is a really neat thing. These are all improvements that were made based off of customer feedback a few years ago when we were working with Cush to design this kit. You've got your tank pressure here, which is around 120 PSI is where it cuts off at. And so that's what you have to work with. If you're running your air tools, you got about 120 PSI. Load gauge, which is really cool, gives you a reference. If you look at this sticker here, you find out once your system's all aired up, you find out where base is. So it's called base 20. Then you go down to this list, base 20 for tandem means I got 10/8 on the axles. So if you're going to pick up something as a hot shotter and you want to know generally what you're putting on the axles, after they load you, your gauge is going to go up. You find your new spot for a tandem. Say my gauge goes up to 35. That means that I've got 18.4 on the axles, so 18.4 minus 10.8, you get 18.4 minus 10.8, I've put 7,500 or whatever, 7,600 pounds on the deck. So that's really cool. You got a dump feature, so if you want the ultimate in load angle, you put your hydraulic dovetail down, you pull the dump, it'll actually lower the trailer all the way out. It dumps all the air out of the bags. That's really cool. You got a digital voltage gauge. Oh my goodness, all the features. And the last thing is you have that lift axle I talked about, where you can actually pull that once it's all aired up and lift that front axle off the ground. Then you have a battery tester as well. Right now this one's sitting, dang, all the way full. That solar panel's doing its job. So tons of functionality with the air ride. There is a lot there. Some guys just prefer to stay with that spring axle ride versus the air for simplicity. But man, if you've ever pulled an air ride trailer, like pulling this one, you wouldn't believe the difference in the spring axle versus the air ride in terms of just how smooth it is. And there's also some more specific jobs, specific loads that you can't get running spring that you have to have air ride. Like there's some military stuff that they designate or dictate that you have to have air ride to be able to haul that load. So air ride can get you some of those specialty jobs that tend to pay a little better. So what we're looking at on this one, I wanted to point out the weight. So we had went from 7,400 to 9,000 on the F-Max 212. And this one is gonna come in with everything you've seen at 11,890. So another couple of thousand, was almost 3,000 pounds heavier. 3,000? 9 to 10, 10 to 11, yeah, almost 3,000 pounds heavier than that F-Max, which you see it's got a lot going on. Air ride is about 1,000 pounds in itself. The upper deck is a good bit of weight. It's got those ramps that slide in, and it is a 53 overall, so 43-foot bottom deck. So the bottom deck's 3 feet longer than the F-Max. So this is about like the pinnacle. Like you can't really put more on a SDX than this one. One way you could get the weight down considerably would be 500 pounds or so. If you'd have put Alumatrax on this one, it would have put us down in that 11,390 range. But again, you can control a lot of that by, if you go on our website and go to the build your own, you can put the options on it that make the most sense for you. There are a handful of dealers across the country that stock these SDXs in kind of the most common configurations, but you can build it the way that best fits you. Like if you were to take this SDX and take the air ride off, it would put you down into the, you know, the 10.8 range or so. And then if you went no hydraulic dove and went straight deck, that's going to put you down in the 10.3 range. And so it starts getting considerably lighter. What I would point out as well, like this dealership has actually taken a trade-in on a competitor's SDX, a competitor's step deck for this kind of market. And that thing weighs 14,000 pounds. So it's, again, gosh, 2,000, a little over 2,000 pounds heavier than this one. And so it is still, for what it is, light and efficient, I guess is the right word. It's more efficient because of the engineered beam technology and the way that the trailer is designed. One more point I'll make, I had talked about earlier on the whole semi-trailer versus this. To get a hydraulic dovetail in an aluminum step deck for a semi-trailer is dang near impossible. You're talking about Landau type stuff, which gets considerably more expensive. And so to get the functionality like a hydraulic dovetail in that whole, like that argument, you can't really do it. And so that's why I deem this, when it comes to HotShot trailers, like the pinnacle of HotShot trailers. Hey Brian, under here. Oh, there you are. Yeah, one more thing before we close out the video that I wanted to point out. It does have storage up front. Most of your gooseneck trailers have storage. It's got storage up here, which is really cool. The other thing is it's got a built-in winch mount here with a fair lead cover. So that's a very popular option for this trailer as well. We mount the winch right here, or if you buy it after the fact, you can mount the winch yourself, pop the fair lead cover off, bolt your fair lead on the other side, and you're good to go.